start with the grammar history. Grammar is a very old field of study. Did you know that the sentence was first divided into subject and verb by the famed Greek philosopher Plato? That was about 2,400 years ago. Ever since then, people all over the world have found it worthwhile to study the structure of words and sentences. Why this takes place? Because competence in speaking and writing is the hallmark of all educated people. Let's move to the first grammatical term, that is a sentence. A sentence is a complete written or spoken thought. To express a complete thought, a sentence must have two parts. One part is the subject, which tells who or what the sentence is about. This is the subject. The other part of the sentence is the predicate. It says something about the subject. There are some kinds of sentences. In fact, there are 4 kinds of sentences. Most often, you will write declarative sentences. A declarative sentence tells something. It ends with a period. Right now, you are reading declarative sentences. Like all sentences, the declarative sentence has 2 main parts, a subject and a predicate. Although the subject usually comes first in a declarative sentence, sometimes it follows the predicate. Now let us move to subject and nouns. Let us define the subject. The subject of a sentence tells who or what the sentence is about. Let us move to nouns and pronouns. We have some kinds of pronouns. Let's start with proper nouns. A proper noun is a noun that names a particular person, or place, or a thing. The collective noun is the noun that expresses a group of people, like family, class, crowd. The subject pronoun, usually we have 7 subject pronouns: I, we, you, he, she, it, they, and they. And object pronouns like me, us, you, him, her, it, and them. The possessive pronouns like it form a noun, shows ownership, or also it shows there is the relationship. Let us move to another term of grammar, that is verbs. There are some kinds of verbs: main verbs, auxiliary verbs, modal auxiliary verbs, transitive verbs, and intransitive verbs. Main verbs usually are the most important or essential verb in a sentence. Like, for example, when you say he is tall, the verb is in this sentence is regarded as main verb. But when you say he is standing up, can be in this sentence. It is not a main verb, it is a helping verb or an auxiliary verb, and the main verb is standing or stand. Auxiliary verbs like can, do, does, did, and such. Modal auxiliary verbs are verbs that usually express the behavior of the speaker or the writer, like will, may, can, shall, should, could, and such. Some linguists say that modal auxiliary verbs are 10. The transitive verb is the verb that's found in a sentence with an object. For instance, he gave me a present. The verb give in its infinitive form is expressed or is recognized. It is recognized as a transitive verb. The intransitive verbs are verbs in a sentence that they do not need any object. For example, he stood up. The verb stand can be expressed as intransitive verb because it doesn't need an object in the sentence. Adjectives usually they have also some kinds. We have some kinds of adjectives: basic adjective, comparative adjective, and superlative adjective. Let's give just an example. The verb tall is base adjective. Taller than is comparative adjective. The tallest is superlative adjective. These are what we can say regular adjectives, but adjectives again can be irregular, like for example good, better than the best, bad, worse than the worst. These adjectives are irregular adjectives. Let's move to adverbs. Remember, always adverbs describe verbs, whereas on the other way around, adjectives describe nouns. You can say, my friend is a careful driver. Here, the adjective, the word careful is an adjective because it describes the noun driver. But when you say, my friend drives carefully, the word carefully is an adverb. How do I know this? Because it describes the verb drive. It describes the way my friend drives. He drives carefully. An adverb can be can express time, adverbs of time, for example, yesterday, tomorrow, always, sometimes. Adverbs can be adverbs of place, like on, over, and so on. Adverbs are also, they don't have usually, or they are not found in a certain place. They are flexible, some of them. For example, you can say, I always get up at 6. You can say, I get up at 6 always. It's possible, but the first one is preferable. So adverbs are flexible concerning their places in the sentence. The difference between adjectives and adverbs, as I told you, adjectives always describe nouns, whereas adverbs describe verbs. Another essential grammatical term is prepositions. Prepositions are lots. We have prepositions ordered in a sentence. Also, most of the prepositions come after the verb. Look out, look after, take care, congratulate on, insist in, and so on. They usually come after verb. Common use of prepositions. Prepositions are commonly used to give another meaning, and in fact there is no exact rule according to the grammatical point, but it's clear that usually people, when they say congratulate, it's followed by on. I congratulate you on your success. He insists on doing something. They put off the meeting, which means they postpone it, and so on. Prepositions and phrasal verbs. Some prepositions take the shape of phrasal verbs. For example, the word look, when it is preceded by, which is followed by out, look out, it gives another meaning. It looks like phrasal verbs. There is confusion of the use of prepositions when people affected by their pre-learning. They usually confuse the use of preposition. If it's, for example, say we always say X married Y without preposition, because I think it's married always followed by to. X married to Y. This is just one example of the confusion that takes place when